as emotions are running here with this. I feel their pain. I feel they hurt. And so there's two sides of this equation. This is the first time in the history of Iberville Parish where we got it on both ends. Usually there was an issue. I was on the east side with the rain event, or if it was on the west side, by Saul and by Pigeon, one or the other. It never happened, as I reported to you last President's report. Both of these issues on the west side, Saul, Pigeon, the upper Terrebonne Basin, the water that we receive from our neighboring parishes, Point Capee, West Baton Rouge, that all flow south here into the Bayou Pigeon, Bayou Saul area. We were blessed in 2016 that the Bayou Saul locks were able to stay open and let the flood of 16 flow through the locks on the spillway. And therefore, we didn't have the inundation as we have now. We wasn't that lucky in 2021 with the rain, as the locks were closed due to the spillway being high. And the water stacked up on us in Bayou Saul and Bayou Pigeon, and what was coming from other parts of the parish that goes over here. As we met with the congressional district today, this is bigger than Iberville Parish. What's going on at that gate, at that locks. I'm gonna get on to the east side of the river. Once it hits the land side and it starts heading south, we have a problem downstream with this water can't get to Bell River, Morgan City, and out to the Gulf. There is a problem. You heard what the congressional district said today, and it's bigger than us. And it's been an ongoing problem, and somehow or another it's going to have to be rectified here with some kind of congressional help. The parish don't have any money to dredge from the Bayou Saul locks all the way to Bell River. We not in that kind of business. That's a state body of water. It don't belong to Iberville Parish. It's silted up. You and Mr. Jewell, as commercial fishermen, you heard what the gentleman said from Assumption Parish. I want to assure the public here with the concerns in Pigeon and Saul that we are doing everything we can to try to make this right. Our drainage system got overwhelmed. It just wasn't designed to take on 30 inches of water. If I could sit over here and you could point to me and say, Mitch, you got to plug in that ditch. Mark, go dive in there and take the plug out. It's more than that. It's the system just can't handle this kind of rain. And there's a problem on the west side at that locks that piles up. And you can see the state been knowing about Highway 75 for years. And this is not a bash. Representative Brown here, who's in the office today, they've been knowing it for years, way before his term as state representative. So there are some issues, and they need to be addressed. And I want to be able, and I know that you want to be able to help the people, is this watershed that originates in the upper Terrebonne from Point Capee Parish, False River, West Baton Rouge, all has to end up at that gate. And what doesn't go through that gate in Bayou Saul passes right in everybody's backyard and front yard and Bayou Pigeon and Bayou Saul. So hopefully that we got their attention today in the meeting with the congressional district so we can move forward to see what we can do. And I think it's going to take an effort with Assumption, West Baton Rouge, and Point Capee, and to move this ball forward. Everybody's talking about pumps at the Bayou Saul locks. You talking about a multi-million-dollar project that could take years to develop, years to fund, and this is an 8 or 10 year project. If I had to guess, hundreds of millions of dollars to take this kind of water and pump it over into the spillway. I'm open up for any kind of suggestions as we met with the congressional delegation today. But I think they heard we was in their ear today. I think they recognize there is a problem. The towboat industry here has suffered with this intercoastal being closed. We have people that's in that business here in our parish. It's not their fault. It's not their fault that every towboat operator that uses the GIW pays, if they buy $1,000 worth of diesel to put in that tug, $250 of that $1,000 bill goes to the Corps of Engineers. You heard it today. For every 1,000 gallons of fuel that goes in a towboat, they pay a tax of 225%. So if they put $10,000 worth of fuel in the towboat, there's a 25% fee that it goes to the Corps for O&M and maintenance of the intercoastal and other waterways. So if a man puts $10,000 worth of fuel in his towboat, $2,500 is going to the Corps of Engineers. That was said today by the legislative delegation. And he said there was an abundance of money in there. So I want to move on a little bit to the east side. East side, in 2016, when I was across the river and I seen that water coming across Manchac Road, I kind of threw my hands up. I seen 2 foot of water coming across, and went to a community meeting in St. Gabriel that same month. Some of the people were in there today that's here tonight. And I walked out of there and I told those people, and I said, I'm sorry for your loss. And I told myself that I will never let this happen again to me on my watch. Well, it almost happened in 2021 when the water started raining, this rain event, that we prevented the water from coming from East Baton Rouge Parish across Manchac, inundating the east side of the river. Bart Morgan was there the whole time with me, from early in the morning to late at night. Stayed over there 17 days straight. In the meantime, I'm fighting court battles with East Baton Rouge Parish, getting called to the governor's office. They called the big bad wolf on me because I was putting the aqua dams down. Cost us a fortune to defend ourselves over here. And was successful in stopping the water from East Baton Rouge Parish coming into our parish as the aqua dams held. So all the water that fell in East Iberville came from the good Lord Almighty. It didn't come from East Baton Rouge Parish. It fell from the skies. It was a lot of rain. Everything in East Iberville, from that toe of that levee, from Sunshine, all the way to Gosmer, that goes in the Spanish Lake Basin. Spanish Lake Basin is 17,000 acres. 25% of the basin is in Ascension Parish, 75% is in our parish. 1 inch depth, just stick your finger in Spanish Lake Basin, 1 inch, and that represents around 470 million gallons of water, 1 inch, that's inside that Spanish Lake Basin. It's full to capacity. It can't take no more. It can't. I removed all the aqua dams. After they were released, after the water started going down, people were seeing some relief. We made 3 road cuts. Ascension made 2 road cuts. They have 6 pumps going over there. We can't put a pump down. Ascension has no way to get in to check their equipment. They're using our entrance over here. The pumps that's pumping in Ascension is helping us also. It's not like a dividing wall in that 25% of that this water is only coming out of Ascension. It's taking care of the whole basin. Everything was going well until June the 6th. June the 6th, that Sunday, that flash flood, everything that we had gained back there, we lost it. And I'm scared to say, I'm not going to paint you a pretty picture. It's bad over there now. And if this comes from the Bay of Campeche, this 5, 7, 9, 10, yeah, I'm alarmed. Should be alarmed. I'm alarmed on the west side, and I'm alarmed on the east side. There's nothing that we haven't done that I haven't tried that to get this water out here as quickly as possible. Spanish Lake Basin just can't handle it anymore. It can't. It can't. With the development of East Baton Rouge, with Manchac rising so fast and so high, Ascension and us are at the mercy of Bayou Manchac. We cannot open the gate or anything until Manchac drops. And it rises quick. It was unrestricted development in East Baton. How many times did I challenge East Baton Rouge? They sold Breck property. I'm not sitting over here to bash East Baton Rouge this whole time over here. But what they got coming down the pike to us into Manchac that restricts our flow is devastating for the release of the water that's accumulated into Spanish Lake. That 30-foot wide chamber, it's not 3 gates, it's one big old chamber. 30-foot wide, 20-foot deep, and around 50-foot long. And in 24 hours, it can take out around 600 million gallons, 24-hour period. Depends on what the head of Manchac. And I got 3 road cuts in what Ascension got. And Manchac is not moving fast. It's not moving fast. Now, these developments in the city of St. Gabriel, talk about Spanish Lake, they talking about Meadow Oaks, the other one. When the town council of the city of St. Gabriel tells me that they would like, they're working with a developer, and usually we'll play back and forth. I asked the mayor, I don't want to waste the developer's time, developer's money. Are you for this project or not? Never have I received a letter from the city of St. Gabriel saying that they approved that project of the parish of Iberville. That I received a letter from the city of St. Gabriel. They know that there's water issue problems over there. Besides drainage water, potable water. Potable water, besides, as we buy water from Baton Rouge Water. It would be ludicrous at this time with the inundation that's in Spanish Lake right now to even consider any kind of future development over there. Once it gets in the retention pond, and the retention pond is full, it has to outfall into our drainage canal. The drainage canal is full. It's all in Spanish Lake. It can't take no more, guys. It can't take no more. That's not the current issue right now. That's another battle at another time. What's important to me here tonight is that these people over here on the east side, we getting ready for another little round here with this rain coming. President Clinton in Ascension, we walk over since we within 100 yards I'm over there watching the road cuts and the gate, and he's on the other side over there. He realizes that we have a problem that Ascension and Iberville can't fix with this Spanish Lake, that we can't get the water out here quick enough as it comes in. And you know, that basin comes to around a 5.2 square miles. That's a lot of water in that basin. So I want to, not at no time did, regardless if these developments are in the city limits of St. Gabriel or whether they're in the unincorporated areas of the parish on that side, they still our people. Whether they in the city limits of St. Gabriel or whether they on the outskirts or they in the unincorporated areas. Now, the tub is full. It is full. It is full. I got people stay around there around the clock, keeping the light plant on to make sure when Ascension passes back and forth that it's a dangerous situation back there with these road cuts and this. And I hate to say this, if we do get this rain, I got $500,000 worth of equipment over there that I'm gonna have to plug these road cuts up. And then I'm gonna have to shut the gate. And then it all piles up again in the rain event in Spanish Lake. And guess what? After it all goes away, Ascension and ourselves can't open up the gates, open up the road cut to Manchac drops. So we held that bait. Something needs to be done about this. And it's going to take, how are you going to pump 24 from the gate at Spanish Lake to the levee is 25, is the drop of 25 foot. How you going to get water 3 miles going 25 foot uphill over here? This could be 8 or 9 years too. I'm not against development in St. Gabriel. I'm just telling you right now, ain't none of what we have done is working, and it would be ludicrous at this time to even accept anything like that. They can take them books with them back in that wagon back to St. Gabriel. You notice they ain't giving nothing to me. Now, that's the end of my story on this flooding here. I told the mayor, I said, Mayor, I was in St. Gabriel yesterday and I seen they was clearing some land. I said, what is that? Man, what's going on? I was in church. They already clearing the land. You can't stop a person from clearing their own land. If this final drainage plan they had, if we ever approve it, I'll approve it. We hire a consultant engineer and see that it is, and I'll come back to you, but it's not at this time. It is time for us to chill at this 12 months over here. It's time to chill. And that's what we're going to do. I need your support on this ordinance. And I need your support on that ordinance for these solar farms. I think that the developer has agreed to the terms on the solar farm. And getting back to this DSLD and this D.R. Horton and all that, do you think that the parish deals with D.R. Horton or DSLD? We don't talk to them. They develop it on their nickels. Then they'll sell 100 lots to DSLD or D.R. Horton. We don't deal with DSLD. Only when DSLD needs some water, a meter, or gas. I don't deal with DSLD and D.R. Horton. I deal with the developer as far as that goes. I didn't design that roadway inside of Meadow Oak. The city did. Those subdivisions are designed that way. The roads are used as a channel for drainage. And once the retention pond is full, guys, and it can't get out, they know going in there that that's a homeowners association over there. And I'm not taking up, and I want to try to help these people. But the truth is the truth. Do y'all know that Spanish Lakes is a private development that is gated? Do any of y'all know that?
Yeah, I know.
You knew?
Yeah,
Yeah. Don't belong to the taxpayers. The homeowner association is supposed to take care of all that. I'm in a homeowner association where I live at. I pay my $120 a month, they cut the grass, and I close my door. So, I'm going to move on from that, and I'm going to encourage people come up here to talk so I can answer any of their replies. I'm going to ask you on the West Side Council chair after I sit down, that Mr. McGlasher, since me and Mr. Morgan doing this event was on the east side, and Mr. McGlasher handled everything on the west side over here for us and done a marvelous job, that he will answer any questions for anybody here on the west side, and I will answer any questions to anything on the east side after I finish. We're going to orientation with your student workers here Thursday, and tomorrow, Monday, is their first day, Monday, for your student workers.